Argentina, about 97 million years ago. As the wet season comes to a close, all the herbivorous dinosaurs are heading north. This area resembles a swampy biome, but soon the marshy waters will evaporate under the scorching sun of the dry season. Consequently, the carnivores will start to face starvation due to the dwindling local herbivore population, meaning they too will have to trek north. Giganotosaurus, a carnivorous carcharodontosaurid. Although not fully understood, the Giganotosaurus skull seems to have been relatively low. The upper jaw's maxilla featured a tooth row measuring 36 inches in length, was deep from top to bottom, and had upper and lower edges that were nearly parallel. Beneath the nostril, the maxilla displayed a projection and a small, elliptical opening, reminiscent of those found in Allosaurus and Tyrannosaurus. The nasal bone was notably rough and wrinkled, with these irregularities extending backward to cover the entire upper surface of the bone. In front of the eye, the lacrimal bone showcased a prominent crest or horn that angled upward and backward. This crest was ridge-like and exhibited deep grooves. The postorbital bone located behind the eye featured a jugal process that directed downward and backward, extending into the eye opening, similar to the structures seen in Tyrannosaurus and Carnotaurus. Above the eye, the supraorbital bone, which connected the lacrimal and postorbital bones, had an eve-like shape. The quadrate bone at the rear of the skull measured 17 inches in length and contained 2 air-filled holes on its inner side. In 2002, researchers discovered that several characteristics of the rear section of the skull suggest Giganotosaurus had a strong ability to move its skull sideways in relation to the front neck vertebrae. These characteristics might also be linked to the increased mass and length of the jaw muscles. The jaw articulation of Giganotosaurus, along with other carcharodontosaurids, was positioned further back to enhance the length of the jaw musculature, allowing for quicker jaw closure. In contrast, tyrannosaurs focused on increasing the mass of their lower jaw muscles to boost the power of their bite. In 2005, an estimation of the relative bite force of their theropods revealed that Giganotosaurus and its relatives had adaptations suited for capturing and subduing prey through powerful bites, while tyrannosaurs were adapted to withstand torsional stress and crush bones. Absolute estimates in newtons were deemed impossible. Giganotosaurus's bite force was found to be weaker than that of Tyrannosaurus, with the force diminishing along the tooth row. The lower jaws were designed for slicing bites, and it likely captured and handled prey using the front part of its jaws. It has been suggested that Giganotosaurus and other allosaurs might have been generalist predators, preying on a diverse range of animals smaller than themselves, including juvenile sauropods. The chin of the lower jaw may have served as an adaptation to resist tensile stress when delivering a powerful bite with the front of the jaws against its prey. Giganotosaurus fossils have been found in the west of Argentina. A biomechanical study conducted in 2017 on the running capabilities of Tyrannosaurus indicated that the skeletal loads were excessively high, preventing adult individuals from running. The limbs, which were previously thought to signify strong running potential, would have instead restricted movement to walking gaits, implying that it was not a high-speed predator. The researchers proposed that these conclusions could also be relevant to other long-limbed giant theropods like Giganotosaurus, Maposaurus, and Acrocanthosaurus. The term Giganotosaurus means giant southern lizard. The genus name Giganotosaurus comes from Greek, with gigantes signifying giant and saurus meaning lizard. The specific name, carolinii, pays tribute to the fossil hunter who unearthed the initial specimen. Additionally, the name alludes to the site of the fossil discovery, as Giganotosaurus was indeed a southern lizard. Bicentenaria, a carnivorous coelurosaurid. Bicentenaria is a relatively small bipedal predatory saurian, with an estimated body length ranging from 8 to 10 feet. The paleontologists managed to pinpoint several unique characteristics. The premaxillary teeth located in the front of the upper jaw feature serrations only at the base of the tooth crown. The quadratojugal possesses an anterior branch that is twice the length of the ascending branch. The quadratum displays an outer articular nodule at the bottom that is significantly larger than the inner one. In the lower jaw, the upper back section has a raised edge that appears trapezoidal when viewed from the side. The humerus features a top that is flattened from front to back, while the bottom exhibits a deep groove at the front. The hand claws of the outer fingers have posteriorly overhanging edges on their upper back. Bicentenaria fossils have been found in the west of Argentina. The exact shape of the Bicentenaria skull remains undetermined. The fragments that have been preserved are notably sturdy. The front part of the jaw features at least 4 teeth with a circular cross-section. While most of the teeth lack serrations, the second right tooth displays serrations along the upper half of its front edge. The maxilla exhibits a smooth outer bone structure, further distinguished by a horizontal line of large vein canals. The only identified maxillary tooth is significantly flattened and has serrations on both the front and back edges, reaching all the way to the tip. The serrations on the trailing edge are coarser. The cheekbone presents a forked posterior branch and has a slightly angled facet at the bottom that connects to the lower jaw when the mouth is closed. Additionally, the ascending branch is not particularly short, leading to a sizable lower section of the lower sleeping window. The inner articular nodule is considerably reduced, yet it is half the width of the outer one. The anterior branch of the quadratum is large and plate-like. The term Bicentenaria means 200-year anniversary in English. This name was specifically assigned to a fossilized dinosaur genus, Bicentenaria argentina, which was named in honor of the 200th anniversary of the May Revolution of 1810 in Argentina. This significant event signified the start of Argentina's independence. The Bicentenaria pack is extremely famished since the herbivores have moved north, leaving the Giganotosaurus as their sole choice. The problem is that the Giganotosaurus is many times larger than they are, so they have to bide their time until it succumbs to starvation. The Gigantosaurus is in desperate need of food, which means this will be its only source of sustenance for months. However, the Bicentenaria are quicker and more nimble than the Gigantosaurus, so it needs to devise a strategy. The intense fear and pressure from an 8.2-ton animal rushing towards them has led to the death of a Bicentenaria. Contemporary birds are especially susceptible to shock and may suffer a heart attack from overwhelming stress. Therefore, it is probable that smaller, bird-like dinosaurs could face a similar outcome.